folks, and how is it going? And welcome back to another video. We are at the west coast in the Alentejo region. We have come to photograph this one particular set of sea stacks that are behind me now. I'm not sure if you can see them in the frame, but it is so windy and it is absolutely marvelous. And as soon as we arrive to the cliff edge, these huge waves are just rolling in, and I immediately went onto my 100 to 400 to zoom in and fire away loads and loads of pictures. So we have begun as soon as we have landed, which is absolutely marvelous. We have about probably just under an hour before the sun sets. Then I will set up my kind of image that I came here to photograph. But for now, I'm having such a wonderful time photographing these waves. They are some beautiful tubes and all sorts of loveliness happening right now. So let's fire away and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful coastline. So folks, this is absolutely wonderful. There are the odd few breaks in the clouds, as you can probably see now. It's quite lovely and bright, and what it is doing is creating this beautiful backlight on the waves, and it is just really bringing out this lovely deep green in the water, and it's absolutely marvelous. The 100 to 400 of course is proving itself to be extremely useful as always, and Senior Spielbergo here is on a tripod today, so none of this crazy camera shake that we're so used to. We remember to bring it with us this time, but it is absolutely beautiful. Hopefully when the sun sets a little bit more, there's loads of high cloud above us, and I really hope it catches some of the light as we aim to photograph this wonderful set of rocks that are down here in the foreground. But for now, it is absolutely gorgeous, and even behind us here, or I will swing you guys around and get some shots of the cliff edges, because it's actually gorgeous. The light is just really wonderful. Another true testament to why photographing in this particular hour is so beautiful. Really gorgeous. So let's keep going, let's keep going.
Welcome friends to the ASMR photography studio. Here we find ourselves standing in awe of these cliffs as they are bathed in sunlight. Such a wonderful view looking south along these cliffs, standing over this beautiful beach. One thing that really stands out to me for this particular image is the contrasting in the colours. You've got that really lovely green that's catching some of the light, and of course then the beautiful golden hues of the setting sun hitting the cliff face itself. It really works so beautifully. Super happy with this one. For this image, I just simply zoomed in more from what you were previously looking at. I really love just the diagonals and the texture that's in this frame, and eliminating the sky really gives this wonderful kind of abstract feel to the whole thing, but still kind of maintains its scale, which I really love about this image. And again, the wonderful contrast in the green and the warm tones really lend itself well to tie this whole image together. And for me, I really do like this one. Well, at this stage, you all know me. I do love a good wave photo, and here are two about to pop up for you now, and they are wonderful. Really delighted with how they turned out. Just simple. The green in the cresting wave, it's just, I love it every time I see it, and every time I process images like this and the green comes out. Oh wow, it's just so beautiful to see. I really love it. It's one of the things that really draws me to photographing waves like this, is just being able to catch that green, because it just works so well, and contrasting in the colors again. Like the previous images, the green really just pops. It's so wonderful. Really love it. And of course the sea spray as the waves are breaking really help to kind of add wonderful energy to the entire frames. This is a bit of an off-the-cuff kind of image just of that one sea stack. As I think I mentioned later on, I really would like to try and get a frame like this, but just as the sun has set more and just like a really long exposure. So I added this one in just to kind of give you all an idea of what I see, I suppose, in a sense, when I'm looking forward to going back to locations. Because for me, I think a frame like this would be just so nice, real soft water and all that kind of stuff. I still really like this particular image for its energy, but I really do like the idea of capturing a really long exposure and like really softening the water around this sea stack. I think it would work very well.
So folks, I have just been running up and down the cliff edge here, and I hope you can see in this frame that Orla has for us, it's very steep and very sheer, so safety is the #1 priority. But I feel I have my 16 to 35 on at the moment because the sun is almost going to set in probably another maybe 15 minutes. And I really do feel that the best vantage point is from this one that I was at when we first arrived. Thankfully we have been here before, so I kind of know what I'm looking to achieve. If you scroll way down on Instagram, you might find the picture from way back when, but as it stands right now, it's absolutely wonderful. Better than it was the previous time. It's just there's so much more energy in the water, and it's really gorgeous. So I'm going to set up, and hopefully the wind dies down a little bit for us, so the long exposures will work for us. I don't want too long of an exposure, but just something to be able to introduce that real lovely ethereal kind of feel of energy that we're looking to ultimately capture in our frame. So let's set up and let's keep our fingers and toes crossed. Well folks, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a sharp image with this wind. As you can see, I'm very oddly shaped, trying to protect the camera from the wind, but I really do think it's just blowing in the wrong direction. But it is absolutely gorgeous. I have actually changed from the 16 to 35 to my mid-range, the 28 to 75, just because I was getting too much of the scene and I really just wanted to isolate the sea stacks, which I'm hoping I can do right now. But like I say, I really did want to try and get like, you know, nice slow shutter speed. So I'm trying, I'm trying. So we may continue. But the light is just so wonderful now. It's like, I really hope some of the cloud catches in the sky, because then I'll definitely go back to the wide angle, just so I can capture it in all its grandeur. But for now, I'm really trying to isolate this scene at the moment. So let's keep our fingers and toes crossed that it works out. Well, there's no wind right this very second, so let's see. The waves are absolutely massive out there. It's like, it's pretty wild. And thankfully I just hit the camera while I was talking. But it is absolutely, it's really wonderful here. Would make an absolutely perfect spot if you enjoy seascape photography and you want to like take photographs like this. It would be a really wonderful spot to come, because it's just so gorgeous. Now unfortunately, because of the cloud bank on the horizon, we're not going to get any of that nice direct light on the sea stacks, but that's okay, because if the sky catches, then that certainly will make up for it. So I think I did maybe get 1 or 2 pictures from earlier using the foreground here, and it was catching some nice light. But I think between the waves and then hopefully this image that I'm trying to take right now, which looks very nice, should turn out okay. But sure, let's keep shooting and let's see how we go.
So this is a bit of an overview shot of the entire scene. I did crop it, as you can see, to a 1:1 aspect ratio. And for me, I think really helps to kind of narrow the focus. It was wider and I didn't mind so much the kind of sweeping foreground that went around, but after I cropped it like this, it really made it a bit more of a stronger image for me. I did focus stack for the foreground and obviously then for the rest of the frame, because I was quite low to the ground and close to the foreground. I really like it. The only thing I would nitpick about this is it's just so whitewashy, the water around the rocks. It just, I don't know, it detracts somewhat from the overall scene, but I really love the golden light that's hitting the cliff edges and illuminating the sea stacks as well, and the sky as well. Really, there's some beautiful structure in the clouds, so I'm super happy with how this one turned out, and I think did work out well enough for me, so I'm happy with it for sure.
So while I'm photographing here, Senior Spielbergo is hopefully dazzling your eyes with some wonderful B-roll of the birds flying overhead. Now, unfortunately, I would have loved to do some astro here, but obviously, as you can see, the clouds are here and the moon is out. But this is potentially a good location scouting mission, because if the Milky Way or any of the stars were behind these sea stacks and it was nice and calm, oh wow, you'd be like super. It's actually quite reminiscent of Dunquin Pier in Kerry, which is always nice. Same kind of vibe, I think. But the sun is setting at the moment, and hopefully I've just composed a portrait orientation shot to include some of the sky. So let's keep our fingers crossed that it catches for us a little bit, because there is a little bit of color, and I can guarantee you it's going to sweep the sky in all the wrong directions for us. But for now, we will continue on. It's so beautiful.
So here is the final result and the kind of main image that I ultimately came here to photograph. I really, really do like this image. For me, it almost looks like a watercolor painting. I really love it, the ethereal motion in that water. And this is one instance when all that whitewash has really lended itself quite well, because when you're able to slow down that shutter speed, it really just, it's almost like milky clouds. It's so great. It's so wonderful. And of course, that bit of color in the sky really helps to bring this whole image together for me. I'm super duper happy with how this one turned out, and thankfully the wind had died down a little bit, enough for me to actually get a sharp enough image. I think one of the things that lend itself quite well to this image is that first sea stack has just caught that tiniest bit of light at the top, and it really helps to kind of guide the eye through the frame and ultimately bounce you across to the individual sea stacks and then up into the sky. So really delighted with how this one turned out. But I would of course love to know your feedback on the images, so do feel free to leave a comment below.
So these waves are massive, and it is mighty impressive to stand here and watch. Now I'm doing something just ridiculous. I'm just looking right at the sun with the 10 stop on, just to have a laugh really at this stage now. So we'll, did it take? Did it? Yeah, it's stupid. Didn't work at all. So you're not going to see that one in my classic ASMR photography lab. It's ridiculous. But I think we're probably going to just call it an evening here, folks, because it's just been so wonderful. There's a very heavy sea kind of mist coming in now, and it's just really kind of on the lens. So I think we'll call it a day for now. So look, folks, as per usual, if you like the video, give it a like. And if you do fancy following along for more adventures, then please do feel free to hit that subscribe button. But for now, I will see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Cheers. Like a cowboy walking into the sunset.